Hi, Richland Baptist family. It's Preston Thompson, one of the lay pastors here at our church. And I'm excited to tell you about our first ever Richland preaching cohort. We've seen, as the pastors of this church, we've seen God do a miraculous thing, bringing men into our church that are answering the call either into ministry or into preaching. And we feel like we have the obligation to pour into them and to train them up, and maybe even one of these days send them out. But God is doing a great thing here. And so as we put our heads together, what kind of came out of that is our first Richland preaching cohort. And there are 8 guys who are going to be preaching at our church on Wednesday nights, starting in February 28th, and then the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Wednesdays of March. And so we are training them up, and then they're going to be able to preach, maybe even for some of them, their very first sermon. And so what I'm asking you to do is to, one, be praying for these guys, but secondly is to come and support them. Come and be a part of those Wednesday nights as we celebrate what God is doing, as we listen to these guys preach. And I'll just tell you up front, they're only going to be preaching for 20 minutes apiece. So every Wednesday we'll have 2 guys preaching these sermons, and we're going to walk through the book of Philippians. And so each guy has a different passage that they're going to be preaching on, and they have mentors that are pouring into them, and we're gathering together on Wednesday nights right now and training them to preach. And so it's very exciting. But I wanted to tell you about it. Maybe you've seen us gathering at the back of the fellowship hall in the last couple weeks, and so that's what it's all about. And so I want to invite you to be a part of that. But also, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving to our church. Thank you for giving your tithes and offerings, because we're using some of this to pour into these men to train them up. 2 Timothy 2:2 says to pour into those that are going to be faithful and pour into others. And so this is part of it. This is part of discipleship. We have a responsibility also to call men out. And so thank you for being a part of that. Your gifts, your tithes and offerings go towards this. And so you're a part of it. And so we want to invite you again. February 28th is going to be the first Wednesday where we're going to hear these guys preaching. And we're excited about it. We want you to be excited about it. So why don't you join us there?